Peace up, peace up, peace up. Greetings to the family, wherever you're at in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Here at the Artist Journal, we wishing you guys the best in life. And I pray that you guys are good. If you're here for the first time, I want to say welcome to the platform. My name is Brother Samar here at the Artist Journal. This is a platform where we talk about cool stuff. From time to time, we interview entrepreneurs. We delve into the world of art. And we also talk about African affairs. Today, I want to talk about one of the experiences that I had when I was in Tanzania. And yeah, so that's the topic we're going to tackle for today. If you're here for the first time, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. So when we upload intriguing and exciting content such as this, you'll be the first to get it. And also, the tribe that's been here, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Like I said in the last video, we crossed that 1,000 subscriber mark, so I want to say appreciate all you guys' support in helping us to grow out the channel. So Tanzania. You know, prior to going to Tanzania, just like most people, I sought out consultation, watched a ton of YouTube videos, and I was intrigued. Magufuli was the president at the time, and he had a lot of choice words for those that was pushing the pandemic agenda. He didn't agree with it. He was pushing back, and on top of that, he kept the country open. So I was like, yo, this guy is he's different. You know, Magufuli is very different. So I was in Israel at the time for about 6 months. And because of all the things that was transpiring in Israel as it was pertaining to the pandemic, I put in for another extension of my visa, which was rejected. So they said I had to leave the country. So rather than to go back to America and stay there, I opted to go to Tanzania. And like I said, I did a lot of homework. I did a lot of research on Tanzania, and it reminded me of St. Thomas. It reminded me of the Virgin Islands, or it gave me that Caribbean feel. So, long story short, made it to Tanzania. Went solo. Upon landing, man, it was the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful environments I ever seen. Like, I couldn't really sleep. Woke up the next day to the rising sun over the ocean, and people moving to and fro, handling business. You could hear the hustle and the bustle of the city. Dirt roads everywhere, people selling fruits and selling clothes, and I'm like, yo, this is a vibe, man. So I immediately, because I got in extremely late, I got in like 2 o'clock in the morning. So the Airbnb I had, I couldn't access it. I'm knocking on the door, nobody answered, but it was there. It was knocked out sleep. So end up getting a hotel. And like I said, fam, the environment was so dreamlike. You know, you're seeing people walking around that look just like you. You know, they're talking with their accent. And, you know, you go to Africa, and I haven't been to like East Africa. You know, I would say a lot of people consider Israel to be Africa, right? To be Northeastern Africa too. But in like Kenya and Tanzania, I haven't been to those regions. So being there for the first time, man, my head was just up in the clouds. And I got a rude awakening, you know. I got a rude awakening. You know, I had my little 2-bedroom house, you know, palm trees everywhere. And that kind of lured me to sleep as it pertained to how things are done in the country, you know. And how I learned the hard way was that a lot of police, they abuse their authority in the country. So they try to lean and press up upon a lot of foreigners and bleed them for money. And for anyone that's watching this video that's from Tanzania, you know that I'm telling the absolute truth. That 1 in every 10th person is some form of military, security, work for the government, you know. So wherever you are in the country, they got eyes on you. And not that you're doing anything wrong, it's just the nature of that region of the world. You know, it's next to Somalia, Kenya, you know, Congo, Rwanda is in the vicinity, or not too far from Tanzania. And you got Ethiopia, Israel, Iran, Iraq on top. So it's understood why that every 10th person should be like some form of security or police. That's not the problem. The problem comes in when they abuse, like I said, they abuse their authority. When you out and about, right, and people from Tanzania again can attest to this. When you out and about, they have these checkpoints. Probably at every major junction, right? There's a checkpoint. And I've seen the same kind of setup in Ghana and in Gambia. And at least in Gambia, they like, you know, I mean some tea, man. It's hot out here. You know, a little something for your brother. And it's understood. It's almost part of the culture. So you expect it, you know. But in Tanzania, they lean on you so hard, they make you feel like something is wrong with your vehicle. Hey, do you got your passport on you? They looking for something, any little glitch, any little thing. And even if it's not a thing, they would make up something. I'm telling you, family, this is my experience in Tanzania. Yes, it's a beautiful country. And I would live there still to this day. But these are some of the games that's played in Tanzania. So you get stopped Nothing is wrong with the vehicle. Nothing is wrong with your paperwork. And they will tell you, hey, step out the car. So that you step out the car, they harass. You better pray that the driver has his paperwork in order. You better pray for that. Because if he don't, they're going to lean on you to financially take care of him, because they're going to get a portion of whatever you help him with. I done seen authorities jump off of motorcycles and pull other motorcycles over, check their paperwork, make them get on the back of their own motorcycle, and they drive off with the man's motorcycle, knowing that he's just out here trying to make a living like everybody else. So when authorities abuse their power, these are kind of desperation. People wind up being desperate, and they do stuff. You know what I mean? And I feel, me personally, that it starts at the top, fam. It starts at the top and trickles down. Like I was saying before, nobody sets out to be a thief. Nobody sets out in this world to be a thief. It's your environment, it's the circumstances that one find themselves in. So one day I'm outside, I'm taking a picture of the moon. It was like one of them big, super full moons, and I'm like randomly, I'm coming home from a restaurant called what was the name of the restaurant at the time? It was called Yaman. 100%, well, not 100% vegan restaurant. They had like 85% vegan food, right? So I'm coming home, super moon, take a picture. Police run down on me. Get down, get down, get down. Come to find out, where the position I was taking the picture, it was a former commissioner. You guys might have heard this story before. It was a former commissioner's house. And it's cool, understood. Like, they just secure the environment. They're making sure that I ain't crazy. Cool, I get it. But what came after was alarming, was shocking. They dragged me into the police station. They ransacked my house looking for stuff. So ended up locking me up for 3 days. Took my passport. They stole some watches that I had. They took $300 that I had, USD, that was in my pocket. And they extorted me for $1,100 USD. So these are kind of some of the things that happen when you don't know how to move. And even if you do know how to move, you can't avoid certain things. It just comes along with the territory. The best thing to do is develop a strong network and to have ties with the government / the police. So, family, I'm telling you, like, it was rough. Those 3 days in that police station. mean. So when I say mean, imagine a 150 square foot cell with about 20 men in there. Imagine that. Imagine a 150 square foot cell with about 20 grown men in there, right? With no toilet, with the ceiling halfway open, the humidity out of this world, and it's damp. There's no shower facility. And mind you, in Tanzania, you only eat what you pay for. What do you mean, Samal? They don't provide food? No, they don't provide food. They got people coming to the jail with stuff that they made from home. And if you can buy it, if you came in there, if you came into the lockup, whatever money that you had on, they take that and they buy. That's how you eat, and you may share it with other brothers who are less fortunate that they didn't really have money coming in. Guess what? If you didn't come in there with money, you don't eat. This is my experience, family. This is my experience. I can only talk about my experience. So luckily, I came in there and they didn't take every, I guess they they left me like $20-something or whatever out of the other money that they took. And I was able to, mind you, I didn't eat. I drank water every day. And the lady that I was renting from, she would visit the jail and she would bring me juice. Fresh squeezed mango juice, pineapple juice. And that's all I consumed. I didn't consume any food whatsoever. So it was the worst jail situation I experienced, but it's interesting because I was able to see how the locals bonded, how they came together, how they supported each other. It wasn't your typical jail scenario. Like, people wasn't in there strong-arming other people and beating. It wasn't none of that. It was, Tanzanian people are very peaceful and humble people, I could say. But being in that jail, I was able to see how they got along with each other. And the rapport that they had with each other was different. You know, nobody was rowdy, nobody, you know. The only people that was kind of like spicy was the staff, was the police. You had brothers in there that been there 2-3 months only because nobody came to bail them out. So you literally had to get a bucket of dirty water that they would bring in every day, and they would wash up in that. How do people use the bathroom? It's real simple, family. It was a hole in the ground, and everybody, they would take turns, and everybody would do the number 2 in the hole, and then you would come over it with some water, and you would pour water on top of it. When you would go and wash yourself up, people would take turns. You know, you didn't have any soap, you just had water. You didn't have no wash rag, no towel, none of that. It's a 150 square foot cell, 20 brothers, and buckets of water. That's it. That's all you're getting. So when they brought me up to negotiate what was going on or whatever, I was real motivated to give them what they wanted so I can get out of that situation. So long story short, family, they got the equivalent of $1,100 plus $300+ that was in my wallet. Plus, they kept my passport for 3 months. They kept summoning me back to the police station to try to get more money. Luckily, how I got out of this situation, the Creator blessed me. Somebody, the lady actually that I was renting from, which I had my suspicions of, like some way, somehow she was in on things and getting money on the side, you know. But anyway, long story short, she ended up knowing one of the top police in that region. And the region I'm talking about, family, for those of you who are in Tanzania, you all know, around the Kawe area. Around the Kawe area, not too far from Palm Beach Mall. So she ended up knowing one of the top police. She ended up getting my passport back. I stayed in the country about 2 months after that, and I had came back to the States just to clear my mind, to get situated financially, because I spent I misbudgeted that particular trip due to some unforeseen things that happened in the markets around the world due to COVID. So I had to come back, and I'm just being transparent as possible, family. I don't have tons of money, but what I do have, I try my best to utilize it properly, you know. So came back to the States, recalibrated, and then I would jump every 4 to 5 months to Tanzania. And here we are. As you guys know that been following me, Gambia is the first country that I studied up on. So I revisited coming to the Gambia, and I haven't looked back since. So I just wanted to come on today, fam, to talk a little bit about some of the potholes, some of the mishaps that you can have visiting Tanzania. These are the things to look out for in Tanzania. If you're moving around Tanzania, make sure you have your passport on you at all times. If you have a driver, make sure that his paperwork or her paperwork is 100% accurate and on point. Make sure the vehicle, all and everything that's on the vehicle, make sure that the lights work, make sure that the bump is not hanging off, make sure the license, everything, make sure everything is everything. Rasta. Yeah, fam. Also, you want to make sure, to the best of your ability, that you have a cash reserve. Me personally, I wouldn't jump out of the country. If it depends on your situation. It depends on your situation. If you have a big family, if you roll in solo, everything is relative to that. So if you dolo, if you solo, I would say have a cash reserve, something that you don't touch, of about 15 to 20,000 in the cut, that you don't even touch, that you don't live off of. Within reason, you want to establish some type of income online, if you have some stream of income coming from the States or the UK, you want to have something coming in. You know, these things, you never know when that cash reserve might come in handy. So again, cash reserve, make sure you're walking around with your passport. Make sure that you clean, that you ain't doing nothing crazy. You ain't got no business in Africa cutting up like that anyway. So make sure you got your passport. Make sure that your driver have everything intact. And make sure that the local that you're moving around with, someone that's from the country you're in, that you choose to move around with, make sure that they are knowledgeable. Make sure that they understand the politics of that country that you're in. Make sure that they got a grasp for dealing with people. All of these things come in handy, fam. You know? So, I just wanted to come and share a little bit of information with you guys. Hopefully, it is helpful. Africa for the Africans always. One aim, one God, one destiny, fam. Again, I appreciate you guys supporting the platform. And let me know in the comments if you guys want to go live. We can do some juicy topics, and you guys can call in and we can mix it up a little bit on that level. So again, appreciate you guys supporting the platform. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't yet, this is your brother Samal here. I'm tuning out just to tune back in, and y'all already know, Jah know.